crunch, bring it back, single leg sweep. Let me teach you how to wrestle. Okay, let me teach you how to wrestle.
And welcome back to Wrestling Mindset. Today we are back with Zach Elam, All-American. Zach, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, take us through the NCAA tournament. I know just not long ago. How'd it go?
Yeah, it went good. I was, fortunate enough to All-American for a second time, and it was in my hometown, so there was a lot of family, a lot of friends, and it was a great atmosphere. I think the fans really enjoyed being in Kansas City. I kind of knew they would just because, it's easy and close to everything. But yeah, I'd say overall it was a pretty good tournament. Obviously didn't accomplish the ultimate goal of being a national champ, but I battled back and tried to get the next best thing, which was third, but fell short of that, so it ended up taking fourth. So, but I think it was a good tournament. There's a lot I did right, a few things I did wrong, and a lot to learn from and bounce back from.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you manage your energy over the course of a tournament that's that long?
Yeah. For me, it's just always focusing on the match that's in front of you. I don't look too far, especially at a tournament like NCAA's where anybody can go down at any point, um,
Right.
and upsets happen all the time. So I just focus on the match in front of me. I make sure I'm warming up around the same time each time before each match, and just staying constant in my schedule that I had throughout the whole year, and just doing the little things right, and you know making sure you're ready to go when you toe that line.
Absolutely. How did it feel with probably an increased fan base being there, being local? How was that?
Yeah.
And how did that change? Did it change the mental parameters, mental, emotional, different dynamics there than if it's someplace else?
Yeah, no, for sure. It was, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about it, throughout that whole week, or, I mean, honestly, throughout the whole
Yeah.
year. But, there's two ways that it can go. For me, the way I look at it is it can weigh you down, it can cause you stress, give you anxiety. If you're thinking about all the people there supporting you, and create some type of pressure that's not, there, it doesn't exist. Or you can look at it the way that I did, was it just gives me strength seeing all those people there. All those people that are in my corner, that have supported me throughout my career, whether if it's my college career or my entire career. That just gave me strength, really. I wanted to put on a good show for them, and I just want to make them proud, and I feel like I did this week. So
Oh, absolutely. Talk about the impact that your coaches had on you. I mean, you coached by legends in high school and in college. So talk
yeah,
about the
yeah.
coaching staff and how they've
So I've been,
impacted you.
yeah, I've really been fortunate enough. My parents played a huge role, for me growing up. My dad was, my coach, when I was a kid. And, my mom and dad traveled with me everywhere, and took me all over the United States when I was a kid. So I was fortunate enough to get a lot of exposure there. But when I got into high school, I was coached by Gary Mayab, who, legendary Missouri coach, and then went on to coach at the Olympic Training Center under Greco, and then is now with the Iowa's women's wrestling team. But it's just when you talk about someone psychologically and mentally that can make you as tough as can be,
Yes.
it's Gary Mayap. And I mean, you can have a conversation with him, and he'll make you, want to run through 10 brick walls. And,
That's great.
it's really something. And I'm super fortunate to have him early on in my, like teenage years, where I was doing a lot of growing, not only physically but mentally. Ooh, shoot. But knock those off. But yeah, no, he was great. He sent me a great message before the NCAA tournament, and then Coach Smith, who's been a coach for 25, 30 years, at the University of Missouri, and has built a program from a ground up. And it's someone I looked up to ever since I was a kid. So I've always wanted to wrestle for him. And He's just, the two things they have in common is just their history buffs. So
Yeah.
they're always talking about great leaders and tides changing in wars. So I don't know. That's their big common denominator. So if any coaches out there are listening to this, be a history buff.
Well, I mean, history gives us a lot of examples and things to learn from. Where it's funny
Yeah.
because a lot of times we look at ourselves and we're like, oh, I'm in such a unique situation, and yes, that's true. No one in history was in your exact situation, but
Hmm.
on the other hand, you're not that different. There have been people who've gone through similar things, at least in some respects. So that
Exactly.
once you know, hey, okay, they did it, so I could do it too, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel as lonely. Now
Yeah.
I know Missouri also very big with talking, the importance of mindset, mental,
Hmm.
emotional preparation. The
Yeah.
great things I know Coach Smith and the entire coaching staff to talk about that a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah. I just, it's a lot of focusing on um, controlling your emotions, being able to make sure your highs aren't too high and your lows are too low. I think for an example like myself is I've always, for four NCAA tournaments, I wrestled in four round of 12s. So it's
Sure.
being able to stay level of, being in check and getting ready, for that match. And how are you going to respond to, I've had it to where I've lost two of those round of 12s and I've won two of those round of 12s. And
Yep.
how am I going to respond in a sense of what am I, what are my goals for the next year? Am I happy with that? Am I, how do I, grow from this? Where did I go wrong? It's just always continuing to improve, and not only just in the aspect of our wrestling. It's who we are as individuals, and we have a really big group of a Bible study with our team doctor. It's just a lot of things, not only in the room that we're trying to do right, but we're trying to be good young men, heading into um, lives after college. So
The time is now to take your mindset to the next level with Wrestling Mindset. Make sure you go to our website, wrestlingmindset.com, and sign up for your free trial session today. Don't wait any longer. You want the mental edge right now. When you sign up for the free trial session, you're also going to get a copy of our free ebook, Building the Predator Mindset. This book has helped thousands of people build confidence, relax under pressure, get motivated, and build mental toughness in wrestling, school, and life. Make sure you sign up for your free trial session today.
Right, absolutely. And seeing that big picture. And as
yeah,
we do this interview, I don't know what day we're going to put out the show, but yeah, today
yeah,
being Holy Thursday, so a few days, the night of the Last Supper. I mean, thinking about really putting things into perspective. Then it's like, I
yeah,
mean, wrestling when you're in that zone, it's like it seems like that's the only thing. But then you really do want to have your faith at the forefront of your mind to put that all in perspective.
yeah.
So no, that's huge. Talk about how
Mhm.
you've grown in faith over time.
Yeah. I was fortunate enough that my parents, at a young age, put me in a private school, so I've had a very, faith established values, since I was a kid, K through eighth grade, and so I just been fortunate enough to carry that with me throughout, my life and heading into college and then when you get to college now you're surrounded by I'm fortunate enough to be surrounded by people that have the same values, and we're growing and learning together in our faith, and it's just great. We meet every Wednesday for our Bible study or sometimes on Tuesday, but it's just it's always great to being able to interact with peers your age, guys your age, and you're just bouncing the word off one another and just being able to grow as better humans.
Absolutely. What does the future look like for you? What do you have coming up? I know you're at spring break now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's been a lot of things just hit me all at once. I'll just probably say what kind of is, I guess, a little bit set in stone. But I think I'm going to be able to wrestle for Team Italy.
Oh, awesome.
Here, yeah, I'm going to get dual citizenship by the end of the year. And so I plan on wrestling 125 kilos freestyle for Team Italy. And then so I plan on competing for, for sure the next 4 years. And so now I'm just chasing Olympic gold. I was chasing NCAA titles, and now I'm going to chase Olympic gold. So
That's awesome. Have you been out to Ostia?
what's that?
Have you been out to Ostia, their training center?
No, I have not. And actually, Rocky's been doing all the paperwork. So
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to have a brother that took the lead on this, and he's been doing all the
He,
paperwork. We signed our notaries and stuff just a few months ago. So, but I've not been out there yet, and I look forward to going out there for a training camp or a tournament or anything like that. But haven't been out there yet.
he's going to do it too, or he's helping you with the paperwork?
Rocky's doing it too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both.
yeah,
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, so
yep.
my brother, my youngest brother, who's a priest, he wrestled at Rutgers, and
Oh,
he was at Seton Hall, New Jersey for 3 years. His last 3 years, he was near the Vatican, finishing up the
yeah.
seminary, and he was taking the train 45 minutes to Ostia, and he was working
Wow.
out with Cogneto years ago. We're talking, I mean, not long, what, 4 years ago, maybe before
Yeah, yeah.
whatever that is. that's
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 awesome.
all. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, I haven't been out there yet, and I can't wait, and I'm looking forward to it. So it'll be fun, and it's definitely different. I think you know you're seeing more of this trend of American wrestlers doing this, not just Italy, but just neighboring countries. So
And guys
it's
are doing well. And guys are doing
yeah,
well overseas.
yeah. I mean, and it is kind of hard not to because a lot of these guys are either still training in the states and they're training at high level programs. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe if USA just wasn't so complicated, where you had to win 5 tournaments to become the team member. No, but it's getting interesting. It's seen a lot of Americans have success, but they're not wearing the USA singlet, so we'll see.
Now, who's Italian? Your mom, Elam. That's not Italian, is it?
Yeah, no, my mom's main name is Guadiano, so she's full Italian, and we used our grandmother's mother, so our great grandmother. She was born in Italy, and then she came over on the boat, and yeah, I think that's where we got our heritage. And Rocky explained it to me a little bit, but I think it has to go back over 100 years to where a family member has to be born in that country you're trying to compete for, or your heritage wise. So, yeah, so
It
gotta
could, it
love
could
me.
go back 100. It could go back 100 years.
Yeah, yeah, that's what Rocky told me. So I was like, damn.
Yeah. Well, because that's they said the coach Sal over in Italy. He was telling my brother, oh, he should go out for the Italian team. My brother wanted to be a priest,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah, you
But I was like,
should.
I don't think we'd. But I was like, I don't think we'd. But I don't even know if we'd be capable of getting that. But I guess
Uh,
100 years. Yeah, someone would. Yeah, someone goes back 100 years for sure.
yeah,
That's
but I
awesome.
know Rock. I know Rock got some paperwork and some stuff too, so it was a pretty tedious process. But yeah, he's been crushing it getting this
You're,
done because it's been in the works for a couple years. So
I think that's great. So
yeah.
so I guess what does the training schedule look like for you? Because you're gonna have to get start. You're going for it this year or just in the future? You're saying
No,
future, right?
yeah, we'll get it at the end of this year. So unfortunately, we won't be able to try to do anything in this Olympic cycle. But right now, I'm just helping Dom, get better and get ready for his Olympic trials coming up. And then, but I need to take probably a month or two off. I wrestled through a lot of nagging injuries this year and didn't really give my body a whole lot of rest. I did. I was kind of jumping right back into the fire. So I'm just going to give myself some time off, but still train, still compete hard, but give the necessary rest that's needed after a 7 month, 6 months college season.
Awesome, awesome. Well, great stuff, Zach. We'll have to do it again to keep following your progress and everything.
Yeah,
People are gonna love to hear about Team Italy. I think that's great.
yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully everything goes through. We're waiting on about one or two more things, so I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome, awesome. We'll have to get your brother on also at some point.
Yeah, yeah, he loves talking and love doing interviews, and so, but yeah, he's the man. He just got back from New York. He was just in New York.
Was he there last night?
He was there.
Wrestlers in business.
I don't know
Wrestlers in
where
business
exactly.
last night were so like Vito and Joey McKenna. Those guys got recognized at a big. It
Oh
was
yeah,
at New York
yeah. I
Athletic
saw
Club.
that.
Was he there? Your brother?
No, he wasn't there. He was
Uh,
just him and my sister went on vacation and wanted to eat at every restaurant. You know, he was had a big bucket list since the season started, so he was just wanting to go eat.
oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
stuff, Zach. Thank you very much. Like I said, we'll have to do it again.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Take care.
Yeah, thank you.